Well, welcome to another episode of Let the Truth Be Told. My name is Sean Williams, and I thank the Lord for being in the studio once again. Got my good friend Hub over here to my left,
Yes,
and I
sir.
thank the Lord for my brother Hub being in the
Yes,
studio.
sir.
Thank the Lord for Jason at UPTV and the guy from Cactus Grill, his son. What's his son's name? Kevin. Kevin being in the studio with us this afternoon and taping this program for Sunday night, and so just bringing a good spirit into the
Yes,
place,
good
urging a good spirit into the
yes.
place. You know, thank the Lord for everybody that we go past every day to say, man, we watch your program every Sunday night. There's so many people that we talk to that say they listen to the program, watch the program.
The lady I was enrolling my daughter at the high school. Well, we were at the middle school, but it's for the high school. And she walked up to me and said, "Hey, are you Herb Burnett?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." "I watched your show, Let the Truth Be." Sean, it made me feel so good, man. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
And,
So we like it. It's encouraging.
Diversity is always good.
Oh yeah.
Always
it's encouraging.
good.
It's encouraging, and it just give us a little bit fuel to make sure we do a lot of stuff in the community, a lot of different stuff personally, and to be able to have that fuel, to be able to get that energy, to get back in the studio and get some new material out to you guys. I'm over in senior buildings, and I run into folks all the time to say, I watch the program, keep it up. And so we're going to keep it up. We're going to continue to bring you the latest that's going on within the community and the views and opinions expressed by me and Hub.
Yes, sir.
And what our opinions are about
our perspective and perception.
That's
going to be your reality.
And that's
today,
the reality.
Jamar.
That's the reality. So we had a lot going on. In the last few weeks since we taped the last program. I'm gonna let you talk about some of those things, and then we'll dialogue a little bit.
Okay.
I know one of the major things we had going on was CU Day.
Yeah. Before we hit CU Day, just a moment of silence we lost Curtis Brown last night. We lost Yolanda Motley about 2 weeks ago. So definitely be in prayer for those families. You really understand what's going on in that area. And so we definitely want to take a pause for the cause for those two families. I was just with Curtis a couple of months ago at Mark Pelmore's anniversary, and he kept saying how blessed he was.
Yeah.
You know, he said it over and over, and so when I got the news, boy, I'm tearing up now. When I got the news, that's all I could think about we took some pictures, and I said, "Curtis, come on, man, give me some love." So I was next to him, but he was talking about, "Hub, man, I'm blessed. I'm blessed." And so that just happened last night, and then a couple of weeks ago, Yolanda Motley, both Atlanta High School grads. So we shout out to Johnny Harris, Pastor Johnny Harris, got married. His wife died over a year ago, and he just got married, and I was with him in Danville at a men's conference, and he just smiled and just happy. Good man, well deserved. So I really want to send a shout out to him. Personal shout out to Brianna, my daughter Brianna, whose birthday is today, first day of high school, and it's her birthday. And then Cecily, whose birthday is the 24th, and then Angela, whose birthday is the 30th. So we got a lot of birthdays in August. So I definitely want to send a shout out to my children. CU Day, Friday and Saturday, Fort Sewey, for the sake of our youth. Verdell, we call him V3.
Right.
Shout out to Verdell the third.
Okay.
And Ducky. They did a camp and an all-star game. And we talked about how CU, it just, man, it was really good. It was one of the best we done had in a long time. You saw us taking ownership of our own. I'd like for you to talk just a little bit about Ellis Drive. The reunion.
So
Alex Heath.
So I love it. First of all, I love it when people pause and take the time out from across the country to come back and share with us for CU Day.
Yes.
Because that's very important.
Yes.
You know, it's one thing about all of us getting together, but it's another thing when folks around the country that's from here recognize how important it is and come back to share with their families and share with the community folk and be able to experience and talk about the old days and what their perspectives is
and
from afar.
Just a couple of just hit me real quick. because they all from Ellis Drive, and I was a paper boy. Well, not Angie Hunt, but Angie Hunt came from Cali.
Yeah.
Tracy and Wanda Bolton, I think both in Texas,
Yeah.
doing extremely well.
Yeah, yeah.
Tasha Anderson,
Yeah.
a lot more, but those are the ones that came here
That's
because
good.
those are my sister friends.
Yeah, yeah.
But I didn't want to interrupt, but they doing good.
Yeah.
Real good.
Yeah, so.
And so that's good to see that.
Yeah, yeah, and then
Eric Johnson.
Eric, and Daryl Roberts.
Yeah.
And so he constantly comes back, quite often throughout the year.
Yeah.
But just to see they have developed over the Ellis Drive neighborhood, they have developed a committee.
Yeah.
That's dedicated and committed to doing this every year.
Yes.
And so, and I think they did, my hat goes off to them because I think they did an excellent job this
Lori
year.
Epps.
Yeah, Lori Epps. Yeah.
Alex Heath.
Yeah, I think they did.
Gina Russell.
Yeah, they did an excellent
Roberts,
job.
the other Roberts.
Michael Roberts. So
So
they did an excellent job putting that together. I was only able to spend, a few hours over there, but it was folks that hung out for hours and hours and hours over there.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, just to reminisce on all the stuff that we had going on, where we caught the bus at, where we bought our candy at before we caught the bus.
And I used to get on Alex Heath because they call it Romine.
Yeah.
And I said, that's disrespectful.
Yeah.
It's Dr. Ellis. It was named after the first African-American doctor in the Champaign County.
Okay.
And so it ain't Romine, it's Dr. Ellis.
Well,
and so but I'm Romine. But Alex, if you watching or if you watch Sunday, did an excellent job, man. Proud of
He sure did,
the
young
youngest guy was over the whole thing and did exceptionally well.
And I can, when I talked to him that night, he was prideful.
Yeah.
He was proud.
Yeah, he felt good.
He felt good that he was able to do something for the older folks. And show that he got something that he can bring to the table. And so, and I thank the Lord for the older folks letting him take the wheel.
Let him do it. Yeah. I'm missing JoJo Lewis' sister. She was very fight. I can't remember her name, but JoJo Lewis' sister, she was part of the group too.
Yeah.
That's my cousin. I can't even remember her name, but they did it. That whole group. Lori Epps and Alex and Gina Russell and them. They did an exception.
Yeah,
I saw Sherry Lane.
Yeah.
I haven't seen her in years.
Yeah.
So
I had a really good time.
Yeah.
Then we got up, from after that, got up the next day for Champaign Urbana Day.
Yeah.
I was going to go over there with Dr. P and them. Dr. P was there, and over for Ellis Drive, and so he's an intricate part of that. But then for the next day, they did the Ellis Drive thing again. They set up out in the park.
Out in the park.
And they set up out in the park. Everybody else that was a part of Champaign Urbana, they set up with the back to school book drives.
Right, and that's when Friday night, Verdell III had his clinic, free clinic. And I went out there. There's about 20 or 30 kids out there. Him and Ducky and Big V and a couple of more. His fiance and it was ran well, and had some really good participation. Then that Saturday they had the All-Star game. Yeah. And man, I'm telling you, all I could think of was the word vicariously, man. Yeah. Boy, it showed a lot of guys living through their kids, man. Yeah. You hear me, man? Boy, I mean, as a referee, man, I'm like, man, these mugs living through their kids, man. And it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying a bad thing, but that was the first word when I saw, man, you had parents on the floor hollering and screaming. It was a really, really good. And then Sunday, we had Not On My Watch sponsored See You Sunday, SEE. And so we had Keon Clark, former NBA player, head coach of Danville, Darrell Robinson, head coach of Urbana, Verdell Jones, and the lovable fireman Phil Edwards. Yeah. They all spoke to the youth, and what powerful. I can't wait to do it again. And I had some other guys, the coach of Danville Community College, Dewan Gerard, he's on deck.
Okay.
He had some things.
And then you gave some awards away.
Yeah, and then Jamil Jones, it was so powerful because Jamil Jones is director of recreation for the entire Champaign Park District. And we awarded 3 guys who had over 80 years with the Champaign Park District, dating back to maybe 66 or 68. Edgar McKnight, who started between 66 and 68, he hired Nate Dixon, and Nate Dixon, of course, ran it for a long time, but not without Michael Woods, affectionately known as Big Mike. So we were able to allow Jamil to see the legacy that he's carrying on.
Right.
And you kind of talked about that.
And I think that's important.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times what Mother Hattie would say, if you don't know where you've been, you don't know where you're going.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're thinking you're the first one that started something, but then when you look back and you're able to really see and hear the stories and the struggles to get you to where you at, then you got a lot more to bring to the table when you start making decisions about stuff, because now you obligated to think about whose shoulders you standing on. And so
one of the ladies told him that on Facebook, said, Jamil, you standing on some huge shoulders. And he was touched. He called me the next day. I sent him some pictures so he could share with his folks about how we got here. And see, one of the things that I had to realize is I grew up here. He didn't. It's my job to help him, push him into his destiny, and show him, man, these are the things, this is what kept us out of trouble most of the time.
You know, what I thought about is that you get more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. And so when you're able to come to the table with some information, some really, really, really positive, with some love behind constructive criticism, but you're trying to really bring some love to it, and I'm trying to better you. So let me help better you. You know, and so when folks are receptive to that, then we can build up each other. And so
we right there. I mean, they helped me. I'm gonna remember her name.
And he was real receptive. I mean, me and Ed had got together. Ed had called me. It was his idea. He said, man, Hub does so much for other folk.
Man, y'all made me cry. Straight up. What you say, Sean? Sean gave me a award and said, now don't let me find this under the clothes at the shop.
You know, and so I wanted to take care of it. I thought it was a great idea. I thought it'd been something that's well deserved. You got back in this community, you got back running, you got back active. You know, a lot of folks won't take the sacrifice to even pause their lives, you know, to come back in this community. You know, I know folks around the country that ain't doing all of what they could be doing in these other communities across the country. And if you're going to put some energy in at that magnitude and suffer at that magnitude, I ain't saying you were, you know, you might as well come on back here and be around your folk. You know, and be putting back in your own community and building your own community up and showing your children, grandchildren, hey, this is my hometown, this is where we from, and let's build it back up, and what that looked like.
You hit a nerve, a good nerve. So my birthday was August 17th. And this was my second year going to LA and going down the Skid Row and passing out gift cards. My wife but we were 2 hours late because my kids started calling me early that morning. And Angela, who's my attorney, she was the first one to call. And usually it's a 4 or 5 minute conversation. But the conversation ended up being an hour. Dad, I don't know if you knew that I volunteer in Girl Scouts. I'm a Girl Scout leader. What? And so, she learned the part about being an attorney and getting your money but man, public service, you know. And my next daughter, whose birthday is August 24th, Cecily is a chip off my mom's block. If you Google public service, it's a picture of her. But Sean, I want to move on. I feel sorry, man. I felt, we went and checked out Nipsey's spot, and there was some Bloods and Crips there and some Muslims there. We just dove right in, me and my wife, and fellowship with them. But Saturday, man, to be able to go on their level, Skid Row, man, and relate with them people and pray for them, man. I feel sorry for people who think it's all about them. I feel sorry for them because they don't know what they're missing. You know, they don't know what they're missing. I feel sorry for people who don't want to sow into somebody else's vision. when it's about making the community better. I feel sorry. I mean, at the game, we didn't charge nothing. You still have people that didn't want to donate. I feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
You know, we could have charged and got the money.
Right.
You know, but we want you to be able to give from a willing heart. You know what I'm saying? But it has to be taught.
Right, right, right.
And we talk about it all the time. It has to be taught. But CU Day was one of the best that I've been to in a long time. It had a lot of moving targets, a lot of good stuff going on. Your little young guy was out there giving away food, free food. The same guy. Low Coleman.
Oh, yeah, Low Coleman.
They were out there giving away hot dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Free water.
They did their thing.
But let me say this, and we can move on. I know for sure that Dante Lott's family and Todd Rogers, Todd Rogers and Percy Gordon was giving out free ribs, not just no hot dogs.
Yeah.
They were giving out free ribs and chicken, and
he called me.
A lot of people were out there giving away, and you know, in past years, there's been a lot of selling.
Yeah.
And there was still some selling, but man, it was about 6 or 7 groups.
You could get you a free plate out there if you were just walking around and fellowshipping and all of a sudden your stomach started growling.
Good quality food,
you
too.
Can get you
not just no hot dogs.
Get you something to eat.
And that's beautiful.
And you know,
that's beautiful.
and so speaking of that, and you mentioned your birthday and my mom's birthday on the same day.
Yeah.
And so 17th of August. And so my mom's doing her free senior dinner. She's going to do it on this Saturday.
This Saturday.
Okay. I think we start about 1 o'clock, and I think last year we did 250 people. We're looking to probably do about 350 people this year. I dropped some flyers off over the senior building before I got over here to do this program, you know, and folks got a buzz about it. And I just tip my hat to my mom and yourself, you know, even taking upon yourself on your birthday and your birthday week to travel to LA, my mom to have her stove smoking all over the place, and my sisters and all the ladies in the neighborhood to be able to want to give back and say, hey, look, you know, man, let me give back on my birthday. On my birthday, because most of the time we trying to receive something. We ain't trying to give nothing. And so so when you have that type of commitment and compassion toward helping others, man, that makes, I can just believe within my spirit that God's smiling upon you.
Shout out to Mike G.
Yeah.
You know, I used to come back from the military, and on his birthday, he would have a barbecue for the whole time.
Oh, man, come on, man.
Yeah, shout out to Mike G. Got a new job in Springfield.
He used to lay it out.
None of your stuff, Mike.
Yeah, he used to lay it out, and, you know, that's something I'll never forget about that brother. That brother would always lay it out, you know. So, you know, just getting into a little bit more of this dialogue, you know, so a lot of things still going on in the community. You know, what you said is, your topic was stuff.
Yeah, you know, it's just a whole lot of stuff going on.
There was a lot of stuff going on. I mean,
but something huge just happened.
I mean, no, we ain't gonna go there yet.
No, why not?
We ain't gonna go there yet.
Sure?
We'll do that in a minute.
Okay, you the boss. You the boss.
So you know,
I done circled it though.
A lot of stuff going on in the community. A lot of stuff, man. And so, you know, I became the commander of the Legion.
Yeah.
I became commander of the American Legion,
which made me the chaplain. You made me the chaplain.
Post 559, and so Lori, you know, we got other folks that's participating. And that's doing some things to help us out down there.
Yeah. Shout out to Lori.
Lori's down there helping us out.
Winston. What's her name? She's the glue.
Ronnie.
Yeah,
She's our adjutant.
Yeah.
And so James Browning, he's our junior vice. Okay. We're looking to rally a bunch of more younger veterans to be a part of that organization because like VFWs and American Legions across this country, we don't have enough younger people.
What's your motto?
So, I mean, our motto right now is veterans, community, and kids.
Veterans, community, and kids.
That's what my focus is. Veterans, community, and kids, because all of those areas have been neglected for such a long time, especially within those organizations. Because sometimes it's all about what my thoughts is, especially being in that leadership role, and it's all about what my personal thoughts is of what's going to go down. But my personal thoughts is nothing like being able to help the veteran organization and helping those veterans that can't really help themselves, and especially getting them back and forth to the VA hospital for their appointments and those type of things. So definitely raising some money, trying to get a veterans van, which I think we should have had 40 years ago, and we should have been on our 4th or 5th van by now, you know, running the tires off of it.
It won't be that hard.
But
once
it's not,
people see
what we're trying to do. What we're trying to do, because people pour into when they see what you're trying to do. And so community, you know, some of this stuff where we don't have facilities, things of that nature. We got groups like Boys to Men. We got Tracy Dace with his program. We got you with your program going on with LDA, and then you know we got Goal Getters. So we got so many different working parts that's going on right now. But if the veterans can play a role in that, and so now we got guys that's been to the military. We know how to tie a tie. We know how to tie our shoes. We know how to be somewhere when we're supposed to be there. You know, we know how to. You know, we had to know how to know discipline. We know about patience. All of those different things that you might not have to go to the military to learn. Now you can go to that facility and those folks, and they can be able to regurgitate that information back to our youth. And so, and then we say kids, you know, the things that they might need. You know, we're back to school. So this week, back to school, getting a fresh start back to school. Everybody's been giving away book bags and this, that, and other.
Oh my God.
But it might be some other things that
I
they
didn't
might
even
need.
get to talk about that. Oh my God. I mean, the stuff, the school supplies that Champagne.
I mean,
shout out to Unit 4.
Come on, man. Everybody.
Yes, period. Shout out.
Yeah, man,
I mean, it was a lot of people, but Unit 4, oh my God, they had about 1,000 book bags.
I seen book bags.
Oh my God.
I mean, not junk.
No.
It was nothing, no junk.
If you had to go
it was nothing cheap.
If you had to go to, I saw a guy at Walmart a couple of days later. I told him straight up, shame on you. Shame on you. Because everything you spending, they had out there. And Unit 4 they had it.
But you know, but then again, Hub, I'm one of the people that's like this here, man. You know, if you got it, then you should be at Walmart. If you don't got it, that's what that's for.
Yeah.
That's what that's for.
Yeah,
you know, and that's
true.
That's what that's for. And so if you got it,
just Unit 4 alone had it for folks who got it and who don't got it and got it.
Yeah, but
they had over 1,000 book bags. I believe it.
And I believe that 1,000 at-risk kids should be out there with their parents to see that.
They wasn't.
And
that's at Walmart.
And that's the sad
Some
part.
was at Walmart.
Well, the sad part about it is sometimes we miss our blessing.
Yeah.
We miss our blessing because we don't show up. We don't show up.
Yeah.
We do not show up. And then when I mentioned being on time, you know, then you'll call back and say, y'all still got them book bags?
Yeah. Now, what's the guy named? He's a rapper, local rapper, and his kids are Noodle Gang.
I do not.
And Bree is the mom.
I do not know.
The mom and dad are rappers. But anyway, he went live today, and he was talking about, he's that age group. I think he said he was 28. I don't remember his name. But he went live and said, man, when y'all get ready to go to the club, y'all get this, you be prepared. He said, man, do that for you. Go visit your kid's school. Go to PTA meeting. The same energy, I love it. I hope I can remember his name before the show is over. But I know he the father of the 2 kids who's in the Noodle Gang, and Bree, who's also a rapper, is the mom. But his message was, put the same energy that you're doing to go out on the weekend, put that same energy into visiting your kid's school. Yeah,
I mean, because I mean that's the future. That's the future for your tree and your nest, you know, and that investment should be there. To be able to help them get to the next level, especially now with so much technology, you know, and I mean, we become tech savvy. I mean, my granddaughter get inside that she'll get that phone and she'll stay there for hours until you break the spell. You know, you got to almost break the spell. And so she's locked in.
Locked in.
And that's at 2-3 years old. You know, she's locked in. And so we're a real tech savvy society nowadays. And so in order to get to the place where we're trying to be at, you know, we just gotta continue to move on. But at the same time, you know, we've had some national things that's been going on. We got mass shootings that happened in your stomping ground of El Paso. I love it. I love the way the community came together there.
Man.
You know, I love that it's a military base there, major military base there that you were a part of.
Yeah, one of my friends who's a pastor, daughter got shot.
Okay, and so
go ahead.
I just love the way that the community come together. You know, I mean, it just shows how when we have tragedies or we have some national disaster or a blizzard or a snowstorm, how the folks can rally together. And so a lot of times we don't want to go through the storm. But normally when the storm or the tragedy happens, that's when we see our best. The best come out of us, you know, and that's when we break, all this racial division and all this other stuff, because now we got to come together for one common goal. One common goal, and so that's what I've seen, and also a mass shooting in Ohio, and the folks that's
within
there,
18 hours.
Within hours of each other. So we got a lot of stuff going on within the country with this political climate that's going on. You know, with planting seeds in folks' heads, taking us back 40 and 50 years to revisit things. You know, plus dealing with our own everyday stuff that we haven't even solved. You know, community-wise, you know, right now. So we just coming up out of some of these holes, you know, and so we got a lot to deal with. We got a lot to deal with it, but I thank God for having the right tools and the right people in place. You know, we talked a lot about in one of our programs how to win in the wilderness. So you know, it ain't like the wilderness finna stop growing.
Right.
And
it's gonna get worse. The wilderness gonna get worse.
I mean, and so now you got to learn how to win in the wilderness. You know, I had a young man that was part of CU Fresh Start called me yesterday, and you know he going through some tough times right now, and his girl been on him. You know, she really when I interpreted what he was telling me, she's saying. I just interpreted because it's two sides to every story. You know, he got his side of the story. She probably got her side of the story, but I'm listening to his side of the story. But I'm being optimistic, and I'm putting myself within that age group. And really, she's saying he a parked car. He don't understand that he a parked car because he keep on saying, man, it's this thing that stopped my felony stopping me, man. They don't want to do this for me. They don't want to do that for me. I mean, I can't get this break. I can't get that break.
I used to tell my soldiers, don't give me 9 reasons why you can't. Give me one why you can.
And so,
we gonna work with that.
So the ladies get frustrated when they look towards you for leadership, and then you turn them into the leader. What do they need you for? You a parked car, and they gassed up, ready to roll.
It's no better feeling, Sean, than going to downtown LA, and 90% of the people watching you. Man, what are you doing that for? Why are you doing that? You crazy, you don't know them people. And so even my brother, who's the number 3 in the state of California union, he's in the same union that A-Dub is, but he number 3 where he's at. And so, man, don't do that. Man, you need hand sanitizer. But my point is, man, when I moved, my wife moved, man. And we moved as a unit. And even the people who we were praying for, they noticed that we moved as a unit. And there's no better feeling than having a vision and having your better half right there with you, skin in the game, and not complaining, and really having the love for the people. I mean, and that's why it's so important not to be a parked car. Because I'm going somewhere, but I'm gonna be quick. Because God, He said, I will give you a helpmeet for you. So God created the women to be a helpmeet to help us. But man, brothers ain't doing nothing. They got all this hindsight, foresight, favor, all this is bottled up in the women, man, and you ain't going nowhere. So now I got to do my own thing. Or I got to get behind this guy. You see, or this lady. I got all this energy in me, all this brains and all this anointing, man.
That's probably why church is saturated with women. Because it sounds like, dude, know what he talking about.
I'm only impressed when I walk in the church and I see a lot of men and a lot of kids. Because the women going to hold it down. They've been holding us down for years, centuries. So they going to be there. They going to be there because they are anointed to help. And, but if I need somebody to help me, I'm going to get somebody stronger than me in that area.
You know, one of the things that, and it segued into one of the things that I kind of thought about earlier today when I was thinking about this program, and we kind of gonna get there to what your topic was. I mean, what you want to talk about here. And so, one of the things that I did, you know, because I say back in I say back in 2000, I used to, back in the early 2000s, I used to throw a lot of parties back then. And I really was just trying to promote my barbershop. So I never really went out to try to win a dance contest or anything because I was thinking bigger. It's a lot of, I'm down at the club, I'm looking at a lot of guys in here.
Right.
Man, let me get these business cards off.
Right.
But then I found out the power of the mic because one of my buddies was a DJ back then. I used to help him carry all the records and the big speakers and all that stuff. And I would see him say, man, say this, say that, and the crowd say this, and the crowd say that. I'm like, oh, okay, that's how the mic work, huh? And so I said, okay, well, man, let me go ahead and be he got the hating on me. And so he didn't want me to keep on saying what I was saying because I'm advertising my barbershop.
Right. He wants you to spin records.
I had to get my own DJ.
Spinning clippers.
Yeah, I had to get my own DJ and throw my own parties. And so I used to do that back in 2000, and then in 2008 or 2009, after my buddy Miel passed away, some guys came to me and they wanted me to help them kind of kick their place out there, Bradley's too. And I did that with them for a minute until they kind of didn't act right.
Yeah, I mean, it was standing your first weekend there. I had just moved back here.
Yeah, you had just got back here.
Yeah, standing room only.
You had just got back here. And,
standing room only.
I mean, I had Bo Peep. He was hyped. He had tables. I had had a table. Everybody had tables set up with their gear and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was nice. You know, we had it cracking back then. You know, and so.
Oh my God! So we set up at Bradley.
Yeah,
selling clothes.
And so I took my bankers and them out there before. We didn't analyze the place. I wrote a business plan up on the place. So, you know, it was one of my dreams to always, because we always talk about God bless a child that have his own. And so I had the great opportunity of being able to become the next owner of 51 Main. And that's now on the corner of 1906 West Bradley Street. But in saying that, and I thank God for that opportunity, and I thank everybody that came and patronized and been patronized. We got some great stuff that's going to be coming to the community. I got my first repass down there that's going to be this week for the McFarland family, the Turner family, and for James McFarland. We called him Mick, a really, really great guy. And and I'm rolling that out to that family just to be able to, hey, look, show them some love. But one of the things that I've heard, and so, you know, you always hear the chatter, you know, and the same thing for the chatter of this particular business going into it was the same chatter I heard when I was in a 1-bedroom on Hickory Street, you know, and didn't have, you know, people say a pot to pee in and nothing to throw it out of. And so, but then people put the fear game on you. You should do that because of this. They ain't gonna let you do that. You can't do this, you can't do that. And it'll put the fear game on you. And that's what I want to really home in on, is that we gotta stop letting fear stop us from being able to do what we need to do. You know, because we can read all the scriptures, but if we don't apply them, because one of the things, you're my buddy. I talk back and forth to you. You'll tell me, you'll keep it 100 real with me if it's something that's outlandish or something that ain't on point. But my thing for it is we've been running after this at-risk population through community work for the last 15 years. They don't show up to church. I'm talking about this group that's 21 or maybe even 19, I say 19 to 30. They ain't showing up to church. They ain't showing up to no community forum. They ain't showing up to a coalition meeting. They ain't coming up in no candlelight vision hardly. Well, we ain't showing up to the candlelight vision. They might be there, but we ain't showing up to that.
Because they there.
Because they there. You know what I'm saying? So then, we getting the appearance of that we want to deal with these folk, but do we really want to deal with these folk? And so they're not showing up to. We just did something out there at the Prairie Farms. You know, that was something that was with the gun violence subcommittee coalition, and we not hitting that target group because ain't nobody putting no guns down because we ain't hitting that target group. So now with that power of the mic illustration I just gave you. I'll tell you one thing. I'm missing some of my mentors, and some of my mentors like Ike Mapson. You know, Mr. Pirtle just passed away. But I'll give you guys an analogy one of my buddies, my good friend Ike, and I wish I had more time with him before God called him home. But he gave me enough. He gave me enough during that time frame that we became real good friends and riding in the car and listening to him talking. He spent hours and hours and hours with me telling me about his business and what he went through and how I should operate if I ever get that opportunity. And so one night we down there, and I mean, I got the place packed out down at the Malibu. I mean, different demographics of folks and people from different walks of life and economical backgrounds. And so, but we had a lot of issues going on back then in the community. We had a lot of divisions. Our families are broken and we splintered. And so I knew all of this, you know. And so we wasn't in business and all of the things that can make us functional within the African-American community. And so we got it going, and my buddy Felix from Danville, I mean, he in the mix. I mean, he had the flow looking like a good times, you know, video. And so everybody on the flow and they having a good time. And Ike said, Sean, tell that boy, let me get the mic. And I said, oh man, this guy's not gonna want me to get him out of the mix, man. Right. And I looked at Ike and Ike said, this is my place, tell him to let me get the mic. I went up to Felix, I said, Felix, I said, Ike want to get the mic. What? I said, Ike want to get the mic. He said, oh man. He went and grabbed his mic, turned the music down, and I gave Ike the mic. And Ike said, black people, we need to start loving on each other. Black people, we need to start thinking about getting in business. Black people, we need to stop hurting each other. He said about 3 or 4 things, and he said, Sean, tell that boy to turn the music back on. Man, turn the music back on.
Right, let's get it back
cracking.
KD, Kelvin Rowan, did that at Ellis Drive.
And he did that.
Yeah.
He did that, and as I think about it now, I said, that was a sermon to the most at-risk population.
Yeah.
And so, similar to the messaging that we always talk about within community work, that's the opportunity that I have in some settings, you know, to be able to say, man, put these guns down, man. Man, love your folks, man.
I've been, since the day I got back, I've been asking different people in different pockets, what do they think about your club? And I talked to a couple of policemen. I talked to a couple of DJs, and my prayer is for you to have an infrastructure that's going to have your kind of genuine concern, not just there to clock a dollar. Because I told you straight up, at first I was like, well, everybody's saying you need to raise the crowd, but then the Holy Spirit said, but this the crowd don't nobody want. The crowd that you have on Saturday night, don't nobody want not a piece of them. Nobody.
It's a thorn.
It's easy to go get the kids in school because they infrastructure. It's easy to have a program. And I had to raise my hand because my wife said, you starting off not on my watch, LDA. That's why LDA is just a piece of not on my watch. Because not on my watch is hitting every spot in the community. Every need is the goal of not on my watch. But LDA is more of a preventive measure. Everybody from Dream to Goal Getters to James to Boys to Men to LDA, all those are preventive measures. I said, Tracy, I need money for, I want to get some referees. I want to teach them how to referee from 21 to 34. Ain't no money for that, man. Ain't no money for that. Now, Mitchell got a program, and it's another guy who's, I can't think of his name, but they got some little program.
A reentry program.
Yeah, reentry program, and it's another guy. But don't nobody want no part of them Thundercats, man. And so you're in a great position. And my challenge to you is to build an infrastructure. I've been recruiting for you. People that really care about kids and don't mind being at the club from this time to this time. Because
but one of the things about it, Brother Hub, is that a lot of folks look at the facility as what it was. I mean, I got plans to do multiple things.
Yes.
I mean, we got the Civic Center then closed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's a whole different
I mean,
spectrum.
we got the Civic Center closed. So we got, I mean, I got Bobby Rush coming to town. I got Mr. Lee coming to town, which is a great friend of mine.
Yeah.
You know, so we're not only just doing stuff for younger folks.
Yeah.
We got the older and the seniors that love blues and Caucasian community. We bringing back what Bradley's was originated on. We tapping back into to country night. You know, because there's folks that loved coming to Bradley's for country night. You know, we've been looking at some different things as far as even looking into what a mechanical bull costs for that particular night. You know, I'm creative and thinking when it comes down to that. You know, I mean, we're thinking about how we promote local talent in this community because we should have. We got so many talented folks in this community. We shouldn't every 25 or 30 years pop off and have a Kelly Clausen.
You
know, or somebody. You know, we got super talent in this community. But if you have an opportunity and you're not prepared in your craft, the opportunity to pass you by because you get on stage, now you got stage fright because you had nowhere to practice in your own hometown. In your own hometown. You ain't had no audience. Now you got stage fright. They invited you because they love your voice, but you got no stage presence.
My wife gifted to me Friday night. We went to the comedy show in Hollywood.
I seen it.
And I'm watching these guys, and I'm like, man, I will smoke these guys. And when I left there, I said, babe, guess what? She said, what? I said, I don't want to be a Christian comedian. I want to be a comedian that's a Christian. It's a huge difference. Because I don't need to cuss. But the way they were saying stuff that was literally changing people's life in there. And they wasn't mentioning God. They wasn't mentioning God. But I saw to where, man, I ain't got to be no Christian comedian. I can be a regular comedian and be a Christian. But you said something because fear. WBGL said, fear is a liar. That's my favorite song. But Sean, I want to say this, and I want everybody to hear it. TV, you own to something, man. You hear me? Me and my wife discuss in length because my heart and soul is with 21 and 35. I'm going to do LDA, but LDA already going to school. They already got some structure. As long as they going to school, you know what I'm saying? And so let me give you a commercial. This is how I know I already know we're in tune, but we're really in tune. Because on the way here, I just finished my 3rd day of school. And I've been going for 9 years, and the governor just kicked the basic test to the curb. We ain't got to take all that, so I'm in. And so, but I'm fearful. I've been going to school. Oh, I got to finish. Oh, and on the way here, the Lord said, man, you ain't finna be finished. I don't know what you scared of, because you're going to substitute in January. You're going to graduate your master's in special ed, and then in August, you're going to go to get your administrative degree, type 75. So in a sense, you being scared because you ain't finna be done with nothing. It's the next slide. So why is you scared like this going to be the end? This ain't the end.
Game day.
And so, man, when I saw that you had fear up there, I'm like, Lord. But I was... oh, I'm almost done. I've been waiting to get to this point. And on the way here, the Lord said, man, you got type 75. You ain't nowhere near done. Because you're going to do it a different way. These guys, they need.
You know, Brother Hub, since I've been in there, you know, I'm observing things, what need to be changed, what need to be adjusted. You know, checking out our staff we inherited, seeing what need to be adjusted, replaced, and all of those things, and who best fit in the right positions, and then as far as what type of days we can make that's viable to the community, and so
people hate change though, man.
Oh man,
people hate change, man.
But the one good thing about it is some folks like when somebody come to the table and a refreshing breath of fresh air.
Yes, sir.
I talked to a young brother from Decatur yesterday, and he said, man, it wasn't nothing but God that brought us, that connected our paths. I met him out in front of the spot one night. They drove here from Decatur, you know, and he called me on yesterday. I talked to the young man for about 45 minutes just about life. just about life.
Yeah.
He been longing to talk to somebody for so long.
Peep this, but I want you to peep this, and then I want you to elaborate. How much time we got, sir?
About 10, 15.
15. Okay, so peep this. You close the barbershop down because you're doing funeral home, right? So now you got the funeral home, and then you parlay the funeral home into insurance, right? And so the funeral home, you got a staff. It might change from time to time, but you got a whole staff. The insurance, you have about 10 to 15 insurance agents on you. Again, you got a staff. You jumped off into the clean energy. You got some people, staff that's doing that for you and reporting back to you, so you don't have to have all your boots on ground. You can kind of stay in the architect suite, with, but you got that. And so now you take on the club, and you got a huge staff, and you got a town full of patrons. And so can you just, I told you years ago, you 49% of the reason I moved back here, my mama's 51%. And so the thing I admire as a 20-year military guy, the thing, and a ordained elder, the thing that I admire about you most is your faith, your mindset. I'm attracted to the mind. I'm attracted to how you think. You think globally. You can act like Champagne, but you thinking like America.
You know, you made me remember those kids that I just went and talked to at Lincoln Challenge about a couple weeks ago. And they asked me so many questions. Them young ladies asked me so many questions, and they from all over the state of Illinois. And they picked my brain that day. I mean, I passed that mic around to all the kids, white, black, Latino. They wanted to ask questions. And so one of the things about it, I don't get boggled down with what didn't go right. I let that go. I don't get boggled down. I try to be like you said, give me one reason how I can. Give me one reason and one way I can slide through the crack on you. And I'm sliding through the crack. And it ain't got nothing to do with money. You know, if it was money, I'd been had a bunch of stuff. But it's about faith. God gives it to you when it's His time. And if I'd have got this opportunity back in 2000, I probably wouldn't be thinking the same way I'm thinking, because I done went through so much. And because of funeral home business, it done taught me so much. And I done saw so much. I seen the way our families are broken. I know some of the answers to some of these problems. But because of the circumstance, because of folks, because of powers to be, you don't have the wand to be able to cast a change until you get ownership. Then you got the wand to cast changes. So like what this young man seen in me and heard from me, he seen something. I went through a major thing down at the barbershop one day with two guys that was arguing with me because they were saying life ain't about stuff. Now you right, it ain't about stuff, but it is about stuff when you out here doing community work. Because our folks gotta see it. If you can't show them you can get it, how am I gonna get it? You ain't got it.
It's a story about the guy who had them busted windows and the donuts on your car at the shop in 2009.
It's the story. It's the story in the Bible about the poor guy. You know, he had the answers to the city. He had the answers to the city. I mean, and the king and everybody, they kind of knew it. He had the answers to the city,
but he didn't have the influence.
So nobody listened to him because he was busted and disgusted. But he had the wisdom and the knowledge. And a lot of times, that's where our answers are at. But we don't want to get dirty. Oh, man, you got some sanitizer before I touch you? Now, he got your answers, but you talking about sanitizer.
Yeah, me and my brother. I mean, and he called me and said, "Man, but I know how he is. He carnal. Dude, God sent me across the 1,500 miles, man. You think I'm worried about the sun? Now my wife pregnant, so I'm telling you, baby, you don't touch nobody. But I ain't worried about no sanitizer.
But go back to it. He got the answers. Because he the one that's homeless. He done been through the struggle. Man, you in a condo somewhere. You staying in Cherry Hill somewhere. You ain't been through the murk. And so when you looking for the solution, you got to go to him. But you so worried about getting a little mud on you, little dirt on you, going through a little pain.
That's
I'm telling them, man, look, we already going through pain.
Yeah.
You talk about shootings.
Yeah.
Folks already getting shot. I'm in a mirroring business.
Right.
Folks already getting shot. I'm doing funerals for 14-year-olds and 16-year-olds and 18 that people would never even think that they might need some insurance to cover their folks.
Sean, it's somebody hit me on Facebook and said, man, you traveling like we used to travel when we had bricks. Bricks being dope. That's what I took it as. And my reply was, man, I have to get out of here on a regular basis. Because early on, me and you had a conversation and said, Hub, man, and I told you, man, I'm starting to act like these people. God sent me here to help change, but I'm taking on this mentality. It's tough. And as a leader, the Lord keep telling me, you got to be patient, man. These folks been doing this a long time. They think it's right. And so, I in 2 weeks, me and my wife going to family reunion in Milwaukee, and we're going to hang around some people that's really doing some stuff in education and all that. But my point is, and I'm talking this to you, in order for you not to get weary in your well-doing, you got to stay connected.
Well,
because
I'll give you a quick overview.
The Facebook post gonna come.
But I'll give you a quick overview. Okay, we haven't had a club in this community that holds 300 to 400 people since Ike had the Smiling Eyes downtown. So you know when that was. Yeah. That was in the 70s.
Yeah.
So look, you got people from the 70s all the way to 40 years?
Yeah. 50.
40 almost 50 years.
Almost 50.
So you got 5 generations of folks not really being in any atmosphere that's huge to be able to show them how to be sociable. So it's like putting some folks in a cage and then 50 years later letting them go. How do you think they gonna act? They haven't had their own in 50 years. Then you wonder, why are they acting like that? Well, you had them in a cage for 50 years. We've been in one little spot to hold 98 people from age group to 19 to 98 in one spot for 50 years on top of each other. It's a wonder we didn't have as many problems as we didn't have. Because you got them locked all in at one thing, and I'm telling them, all the officials, all the time, if you don't have a social life for folks, this is the result. Because as African-American people, we create our own fun. We created people. We have a backyard party, we'll dig a hole and make a swimming pool. You know, we got to. We'll come up with our own stuff. So you gotta be able to allow us to be able to be creative in our own spaces. And then we got to be able to take advantage of it and not take to exercise or not really take advantage, but to be able to utilize it and be able to grow off of it when opportunities are there. So that we're showing our folks how to positively interact with each other, how to communicate with each other. All of those things are viable in a healthy community. We don't have those tools. We operate the way we operate. So now we're in a place right now where families don't even like families. I mean, I'm looking at, you can go to Facebook, you can go to a grocery store, you can go to a Walmart, you can see it. And almost so many funerals would say, well, look, man, it shouldn't be like this, y'all. We shouldn't have to wait until we get a funeral before we come back together. I done heard that 100 times. Or if not 150, if not 200.
And I don't want to put him on blast, but one of the guys at Douglas Center came up and said, thanks for giving me my flowers while I'm living.
Yeah, and that's what we're supposed to do. And that's what we're supposed to do. Love on our seniors, man. I mean, tap their brain. Find out before they make their exit, what's that special recipe? What's that thing that you did the best? How did you fix that car? You know, what's that special paint chemical you missed to mix up? You know, all them hair products before all these hair products came out. How did you do that? But we don't tap into our richest resources.
And there's no success without a success.
Man, come on, man.
Taking it all to the graveyard.
Come on, man. And so, I mean, I don't have a fear. I don't have a fear of that because I came here with nothing. I came back to Champaign with a restart. for a restart. Staying in the back of my mama house. You know, and thank God she loved on me and built me back up, put some warm meals in my stomach. My brother Joe, I talked about him on Facebook. He took me out to Sears and said I get paid on Wednesday and we gonna go shopping. He took me out to Sears and he got his check from the U of I. They didn't frustrate him all week. He snatched his check probably and went out to Sears and bought me an outfit and we went to the club and it was the Legion.
It was the Legion.
And folks stuck for the next, I've been here for back 25 years. And that's where we've been stuck at.
One of the things that I'm learning, and even on the weekend, everything was free, Sean. And folks still didn't want to donate. When I could have just, I know business. I could have hit everybody who come in there gets ahead. Because you're going to pay to watch your kids. I've been refereeing 25, but I'm trying to show a more excellent way. And man, Poe Ed had to almost turn into auctioneer. Some people gave. I can name names, but I'm not going to do that. But when I left there, I was really hurt. But the Lord said, man, they've been like this for years. You're going to have to be patient. You're going to have to be because guess what HUD want to do? Oh, I'm charging them next time. I fix this. I know how to fix it. I know how to fix it.
Well, I mean,
you know what I mean? I'm
gonna be honest with you. Sometimes it comes with a fee.
Yeah.
Everything can't be free, man.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, life ain't free.
Yeah.
That's why I told you about the book bags.
Yeah.
Life ain't free. But let me
say this. The reason that I wanted that to be free, because I wanted them to see what community
exposure.
Like. I wanted them to see what community, and they seen what we had. Aaron Emmons on the mic, we had Pastor on one side, Joe Stovall on the other side. Real good, positive role models, and then the stands was packed.
Yeah.
No drama, none of that.
Yeah.
And so that's why I want it to be free, so we can. Some people don't know what community look like.
Because I mean,
Jamil Jones said, "Wow." I mean, he didn't tell it to me, but when he saw those guys right in front of him, it's one thing to see their name on the paper.
It's another thing.
But when he saw the guys that been before him for the last 40 years, whose shoes that touched him. He thanked me because he was able to see. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the reason I said, man, whatever we do at Douglas, I want it to be free so they can see. Go ahead, Will. Go ahead.
But you know, before we close the program out, we'll get back to this here fear thing on our next segment.
Okay.
Because I know we're limited with time. But one of the things I just want you guys to think about it, fear will hold you back from all kind of stuff. And I'll give you a few of them. Fear of who you are. Fear just knowing who you are. Facing your own realities. You know, fear of that. Fear of changing your folks that you're around. The fear of getting out of bad relationships. The fear of changing a career. The fear of getting into business. The fear of doing doing something different. The fear of speaking your mind or your expression. And the fear to defend what's right. We see that a lot of times. Folks are just set back in the wayside. Go alone to get along. And the fear of change of traditions. Traditions, rituals. You know, rituals. So I thank the Lord for this program. It's been a great dialogue. It's always fun when we're dialoguing back and forth, and time really goes fast when we're having fun. You know, you gave me some things to think about. Hey, brother, Mr. Jason, I thank the Lord for you, man. You're always on time, and I want to give you a shout out.
Yes,
hey,
sir.
man, because you always
Jason doing this thing. Y'all better follow Jason on Facebook.
Jason always in the right places. He's throughout the community helping us out, man, and I really appreciate it. Hey, Hub, thanks a lot for the program, and I thank you guys out there for watching another episode of Let the Truth Be Told.